There are people here. So this is cool. Hi. Thank you guys for joining me today. It's, again, I'm super nervous. I'm probably turning red right now, but that's okay. I'll get this, thank you, Amy. I'll get this party started here. So as most of you know, I wrote a book last year and I published it in January, but I was so nervous about telling anybody. I don't think I told anybody for probably 2 months that I had published a book because I was so scared that people would, they wouldn't get it, they would judge me, and so I did not book the launch party until April. And of course, obviously not going to happen for a little while, but I thought I might as well tell everybody about the book and see how people feel about it. So I'm hoping that my venue will still do my book launch. It was my first choice, so I was pretty pumped that they said yes about having my book launch, because it's not really somewhere you would have a book launch, but I like beer, you like beer, we like beer, so it will be at a brewery, just to keep it low-key, keep it fun. Anyway, let's get into it. So my book is called The New Bucket List, and I know what you're thinking. What's the new bucket list? What's wrong with the old bucket list? Well, the difference between the new bucket list and the regular bucket list is that the new one is completely blank. Your old bucket list is something you planned, that you said, I want to go to Australia, I want to skydive. You said you wanted to do these things. Where the new bucket list is saying yes to things you would normally not say yes to. Saying yes when you would normally say no. For instance, a friend of mine last winter, said, hey, let's go skiing. And I said, I've never skied before. I would normally say, I'm not a winter person. But I'm getting rid of that little box that I put myself into. And I said, yes, I have never been skiing before. And I loved it. Then I was super mad I had never done it before. And I really want you to think about those things where you would normally say no because you're not that person. Say yes, try it, because that's where all the good stories come from, right? But other things I did that I would normally have not said yes to was go to a sketching class. I can't read my own handwriting. Did I go? Yes. Was there a nude model that I didn't know about? Also yes. But again, I would normally say no to that because I'm not an artsy person. And I went, and now I have this hilarious story about being shocked that I had to sketch a nude model. Another thing I wouldn't have seen was all the amazing artists there and their creations. And that's something I would have missed out on. But the whole reason I wrote this book was not so I could sketch naked people and go skiing. I did have a wake-up call. Usually, when somebody has a wake-up call, something has happened to them. In this case, it didn't actually happen to me. This happened to a friend of mine, a close friend I had. He, the Coles Notes story, the long story's in the book, but was that at 31, he got a brain tumor and passed away 3 months later. It really made me evaluate everything. And in those moments of mourning, all I could think about was all the stuff that he would never get to do. When I realized that I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't have any goals. I didn't have any dreams. And I certainly didn't have a bucket list. And it really forced me to ask myself, what am I doing with my life? And what do I want to do? And instantly, when you ask yourself that question, you're instantly flooded with regret. Regrets are okay. You can forgive yourself for those, because that's in the past. We can't do anything about that. We learn from the past. We don't live in it. And I started, down the pity party rabbit hole. But when I came up, I was grasping for dreams. I became a list making, goal setting, plan creating machine. But talk is cheap. So I can talk about all the goals I want to set. I can talk all about it, but until I do it, doesn't matter. And that's what I talk about in the book, is creating the plan and taking the first step, because that's the hardest part. Taking the first step, because it's super scary. But once you take the first step, the next one isn't as scary. And then you keep going. And if you don't know what the next step is, ask someone. You've got the internet now. You don't have an excuse. You can find people who have already done it and who can absolutely help you, because that's what people who have made it want to do. They want to help others do it. They don't want to keep it for themselves. They want to see everyone win, and that is awesome. Another thing I talk about is how uncomfortable it is to even tell people what your dreams are. When I told my friends and family I was writing a book, because I've always stayed on the straight and narrow, never really deviating from the path, I don't think they believed I would actually do it. And then when I did it, they were shocked. Genuinely shocked. And that's okay. Everybody's super supportive now. But not everyone will be supportive. And a lot of dreams people have are outside of other people's comfort zones. And that's where a lot of people get stuck. Someone says they want to, for instance, I want to go skydiving. Well, a lot of people, that's terrifying. So I know you're probably guilty of this too, dragging people into your comfort zone. Don't do that, because you wouldn't do it. And other people do the same thing to you when you want to do something. If you want to backpack through Europe by yourself, that's frightening. They want to drag you in. And you're saying, no, but I want to do this, because it's your life. And you have to live with the regrets of not doing things other people told you not to do. They don't have to live with the regret. You have to live with the regret. So conveying how going for one of your goals or dreams makes you feel is clutch in being able to relate to somebody who's really not about your dream. But it can be really awkward when they shoot you down. But those are bubble people. And I think we all have a tendency to be bubble people, but also just know that you don't know them the way they know them, and regret sucks. I mean, when you have your goals and your dreams, to tell people, you're scared that they will judge you instead of the feeling you'll get when you accomplish it. You're thinking of judgment over what you'll learn in the journey to get there. And you're thinking of other people's opinions when you live with the regret for never going for it. So I want you to get out of your own way. And this book can help you get started. I cover a lot of topics besides regrets and goal setting. I do talk about, obviously, health, because you want to be healthy enough to accomplish these goals and enjoy them. I forgot to even bring the book to, one second. This is what the book looks like. And it's an easy read, 100 pages. And since you're already following me on Instagram, when you do start to go for a goal, I want you to tag me in it, because I want to see how your progress is going. Also, I have a podcast everywhere you listen to podcasts. It's called The New Bucket List, and I talk about various topics, especially when I'm bored, and I probably overshare a little bit. I have had some guests on there, and I will be having more guests coming up. Recently, I've created a Facebook group. It's called The New Bucket List Crew, and it's for exactly the topic I talked about at the beginning. Saying yes when you would normally say no, and doing things that you have never considered. So once things are a little more back to normal and people start to emerge from their homes, I'll be setting up events for things that you may have never tried before, things you may have never considered, but things you've been interested in that you never took the chance on trying. So you can check that out on Facebook. It's called The New Bucket List Crew. And my podcast is The New Bucket List. So the book is available on Amazon. You'll have to wait forever for it because Amazon's a little bit busy. Oh yes, the bonus for today. I do have an ebook, which is not on Amazon. So if you would like the ebook, you can DM me. It's the same price as on Amazon. It's only $20. And today, with the ebook, or I do have copies here, I can mail you. It's $25 if I have to mail you. But I have a bonus either way. It is 20 easy ways to get out of your comfort zone. Most of them are free. And so it kind of gives you some ideas on how to get out of your comfort zone. And and that's it. So thank you all so much for joining my virtual book launch party. I hope many of you can come when it actually when I have a real party later this year. And if you have any questions, please DM me. And that's about it. So I am going to end this the way I end my podcast. So thank you so much for joining me. I'm so grateful you took time today to come to my book launch party. Quick and easy. So, and I believe in you, and you got this. So thank you so much. Enjoy your Sunday. Bye, everybody.